Hi there, and thank you for watching. This is a chat up Tom with probably the single most important video that I'll make, and the reason for that is because it's regarding the increase in myopia around the world in children. I would highly recommend that every parent watch this video, even if your child is not wearing glasses, especially if there's short-sightedness in the family or they're wearing glasses for short-sightedness already. So myopia, roughly generally speaking, is when things in the distance are blurred, and it can be also named as short-sightedness or nearsightedness. So in this video, I'll cover in more detail what short-sightedness is, how do we correct it, and how does it get worse. I'll also explain what things we can do to try and reduce the rate of change of the prescription and what specialist products are out there to do the same. So please watch along till the end. So the reason why some of this stuff is important to understand, and this video is equally as important, is that at the moment about 30% of the world's population are myopic or short-sighted, which is about 1.9 billion. It's predicted that it will rise by 50% by 2050, making that about 5 billion. It is the most common eye disorder worldwide. It's highest in East Asia, affecting between 80 to 90% of school leavers. And what's interesting with that is, about 60 years ago, about 10 to 20% of them, school leavers, were short-sighted in the same region. Europe and North America sit between 40 and 60%. Okay, so this is a diagram to demonstrate how a normal eye, one that doesn't need glasses, will operate. I have an image on the left, and that image will go through to the back of the eye and meet on the retina, creating a clear image. So this is what a normal eye will look like. So this is how a myopic or a short-sighted eye would operate. You'd have the image in the distance on the left going through to the back of the eye, but instead of meeting on the back of the retina, it will meet in front of it, causing this blurred image on the back of the retina. This is often when the eye is too big. So some of the symptoms can be, obviously we mentioned before, blurred vision when looking at things far away, where the near vision and reading can actually be quite clear. Squinting to make things look clearer far away. Headaches, eye strain, and vision can sometimes seem worse at nighttime or in low light conditions. Now in children, they may not be able to explain that things are blurred in the distance, so you might see them squinting, rubbing, blinking their eyes quite a bit. They might get close to things like the TV, and they may hold things like books, etc., quite close to them. They may also underperform in school, so if there's any concerns, the teachers normally mention that maybe get their eyes tested, but we'd recommend an eye test from 4 or 5 years old as routine anyway. Remember, Chatty Optimal's motto: if there's no symptoms, that doesn't mean there is no problems. So get the eyes tested regularly. So here we have the myopic eye again, and we have the image on the left as before. This image is focusing in front of the retina, causing that blurred image on the retina as we saw last time. Now what we do as opticians is we'll test your eyes and we'll work out a prescription, placing a pair of lenses in front of your eyes to move that image to the back of the retina again, giving you that clear image as you had before. Some of the causes, obviously family history. So if there is short-sightedness in the family, the children are more likely to become short-sighted as well. If one parent is short-sighted, the children are 3 times more likely. But if both parents are short-sighted, that rises to 7 times more likely. But we know 1 in 4 children will become short-sighted even if there is no short-sighted parents. One of the biggest changes probably in the last few decades is the amount of time people spend outside and indoors. So there's been an increase link to short-sightedness with limited time outside and too much excessive time focusing on things close up like TV, reading, gaming and devices. And the other thing also is that if a child is not wearing glasses or not wearing their current prescription full time, that can also promote the prescription to change and get worse. And this diagram will demonstrate how a myopic eye in some children can get worse, and why it's important to have children's eyes tested, regardless of whether they're wearing glasses or not, regularly every 6 or 12 months. Now we have the same setup here, and we have that original lens causing a clear image on the back of the eyes. But as the body grows, the eye can grow, and that original lens will not give the clear image, and it will create that blurred image on the back of the retina once again. So we test your eyes and we give you a stronger prescription to then create the clear image on the back of the eye once again. So, given all that, what can we do to slow the progression of the prescription down as a child grows? And these are some of the things you can do from day one. So as mentioned before, outdoor time is quite important. Research has shown that 90 minutes to 2 hours a day, every day outside, is important in either preventing the development of or slowing down the progression of short-sightedness by slowing down the growth of the eye. This is regardless of the child's refractive error, so if they don't need glasses or they're short-sighted already, this should be implemented straight away. And sunglasses should still be worn outside, and it has been proven that 80% of UV damage is done in the first 2 decades of life. So now we move on to the indoor close-up near vision stuff, and it's been suggested that 2 hours a day on a school day is fine. But just be mindful of keeping sensible times during weekends and holidays. A few other things to bear in mind is that if a child is reading a book, using a phone or a tablet, is to make sure they don't have it too close. So a minimum of 30 centimeters, or as a rough guide, the child's forearm length should be the distance that those objects should be from the child's eyes. And the next thing is regular breaks. So one easy way of remembering that is called the 20-20-20 rule, and it reminds everybody to have a regular break every 20 minutes, looking 20 yards away for 20 seconds, especially if you're using computers, devices, really important. One other one that you might find useful for children especially is the 30-30 out rule, which is just remembering to have a near vision task at 30 centimeters away and having regular breaks outside every 30 minutes. So obviously if you do discover that your child is short-sighted, the advice is for them to wear their glasses all the time. Obviously take them off if it's dangerous to them, but the benefits are for them to wear them full time. And also to be wearing the most up-to-date prescription, not to be wearing an out-of-date or older one. And that's why regular eye exams are important, normally every 6, 9 or 12 months, but your optometrist should tell you when they want to see you again. Now, why all these things are important isn't fully understood yet. It is generally worth implementing these things up until the early to mid-20s, until the body stops growing. Now, research is ongoing and some of these factors may change in the future. And the final thing to go through is specialist products to slow down the progression of myopia in children. They come in the form of spectacles and contact lenses. So let's go through that now. So there are several spectacle lenses on the market, as you can see here, from different manufacturers, all helping to slow down the progression of the prescription if it's changing too quickly. They promise around about 67% effectivity. There are also contact lenses available doing exactly the same thing. We expect a child to change on average about a -0.50 or a 2-step change every year. So if your child is changing by that much, it may be worth looking at one of these products with them. We know that they're about 65% effective, which basically means that 65% of children that try it, it will work really well with. There are going to be some children that still will have a change in their prescription. However, a lot of these lenses companies come with a guarantee, which means that if they change by about a -0.50 or more in 12 months, they'll normally change the lenses for free of charge for you. They are more expensive than your normal spectacle lenses, but like I say, they do offer guarantees with them. They need to be worn full time, so not wearing their regular glasses and the myopic control ones. They need to wear the myopic control ones all the time. There is also a contact lens that does exactly the same thing. And again, that needs to be worn sort of, 5-6 days a week. They can wear regular glasses when they're not wearing their contact lenses. But some children would wear the myopic control contact lens, and they'll also wear a myopic control spectacle lens as well. Now, I have heard of cases of children or parents being advised one of these specialist products from either the child's first eye exam or the first time the child has become short-sighted. Now, I think that's a little bit naughty because we want to know what the rate of change is. And you can only really do that over maybe a 12-month, 18-month period. And if they are changing more than the 0.50 per year, then it's worth looking at one of these products. There are some children that will wear regular glasses and do all the advice that we've talked about in this video, and their prescription really won't change. And then they don't really need one of these products. There are other children that will do everything right and their prescription will change, and that's when we need to look at one of these products. So just bear that in mind. So finally, that wraps up the whole topic on myopic management and short-sightedness. If you found it useful, please share it with other parents, as I think every parent should know this. If you've got any questions, because I know some of this is quite complicated, please let me know and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Please like, subscribe for more videos and information on your eyes. Thank you for watching.